Hey traders, Marcello here, founder of the Day Trading Academy. Today we are answering all the questions that you guys have. Don't forget to mark them with hashtag AskMarcello. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you guys want to ask me, I'm going to go ahead and pull those and answer them on here. So first and foremost, we have Chai Hai Trong. I'll call you Chai because I don't think I can say your name 2 times as fast. Can you please spell out the journey, the process, what the process is going to be like to become a consistent trader to make a stable income? Chai, this is a very good question. I don't know if there's a simple answer for it because I think that everybody's process is different. I've been in the markets now for 15 years. I've been training traders for 13 years, I think. I've seen traders from all walks of life, women, men, both, whatever you're into. Africans, black, white, purple, green, red, doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter what you eat, what your preferences are. At the end of the day, what I've learned traveling around the world and even seeing people trading and learning, teaching people how to trade, is we're all the same at the end of the day inside, right? We all think the same or we react the same to certain things. We have emotions when our heart is broken. Our heart is broken. When we lose money, we lose money. So I think that the process really depends on more you than anything, right? I have seen traders, I've taught somebody how to trade. Superman, Jim Steele, one of the best traders I know, start trading 6 weeks later, or start with us 6 weeks later, he's trading live and he ends up being consistent. I've met other traders, like the newest master trader, Raul, took him 8 years to become consistently profitable. 7 years until he got to us, then 11 months from when he got to us to be able to have the consistency that he needed. So I think the more than anything, what I can describe the process to be like is that it's very, very hard because most people aren't able to look in the mirror and accept what their defects are. Nobody wants to be wrong. Nobody wants to admit that they're not as intelligent as others, or don't pick up things as fast as others, or correct mistakes, right? A lot of us are stubborn, but we don't want to admit it. A lot of us are impatient and we don't want to admit it or try to get better. I think in our society, it was Chi, right? Yeah, Chi. I think in our society, Chi, one of the things they don't teach us is how to become better, personally, right? I think that's probably why people like Tony Robbins and these guys are so big, because in order to improve ourselves, it takes a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice, and that really is what day trading comes down to at the end of the day. There's 4 different there's 4 different parts of a personality, and every single person can have one higher than the other. And in order to become a successful trader, there's certain things that have to be in balance. I remember Nikolai, which is one of the other master traders at DTA, he said in one of our classes, one of our military trainings, he said, if I didn't change as a person, I would not have become a successful trader. And so I think more than anything, that is really the core of what it comes down to, Chi. And most of us aren't willing to do that, right? We buy a stock trading program, and then that doesn't work, so we go out and buy another one, and that doesn't work, and we go out and buy another one, and that doesn't work, and we go out and buy another one, and that doesn't work, right? That's really the holy grail search, so to speak. When I don't want to throw a lot of dirt on the industry, because unfortunately there are a lot of people or a lot of companies that don't really offer something that they should, or people don't really trade, for example. But I do believe that there are some good nuggets out there. So I think instead of going out and buying more stuff, I think what we need to do is look in the mirror to be able to see what we're doing wrong, what actions we are taking as people that are affecting our growth, not only with trading but in general as well. When it comes to trading, you obviously have to be persistent. Imagine somebody like Raul didn't give up for 8 years. It took me about 2 years to become consistently profitable. you have to be determined. You have to be self-aware, because one of the things that I did in the other videos that I shot recently with Nikolai is when it comes to trading, when you lose money, it affects us emotionally. Okay? So when you lose money, it's going to affect your emotions. One of the things we have to understand is our brains are 2 million years old. All right? And whenever there was uncertainty in the past, we have that adrenaline rush, because obviously before 2 million years ago, we didn't know how we were going to eat. We go out to hunt, I forgot the name of the big elephants. I forgot what the tusks. I'll remember in a second. But we go out to hunt these animals and they can kill us. So obviously the way our brains are programmed is not conducive to day trading. That's why, for example, there's so few professional athletes that can perform at the highest level, which means there's only a few guys that can hit the game-winning shot in basketball. There's only a few guys like Tom Brady, like the recent Super Bowl, which I'm sure all you guys in the States, down 30-something to 14, whatever it was, and he came back and won. Those guys have reprogrammed the way they work. They're not afraid of fear. They're not afraid of change. They're not afraid of continuing to get better, whereas the majority of us are. And so I think that learning how to trade is a self-discovery process. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what market you trade, even though there are some markets that are better than others. It doesn't matter what indicators you use. The last indicator that was invented was 20 or 30 years ago. There are no proprietary indicators. There doesn't matter who you learn from, because at the end of the day, it comes down to you guys, right? You don't have to spend $20,000 to learn how to trade. You can learn it on your own. It might take you a little bit more time because you have to kind of sift through the garbage. Obviously, there's a ton of information online that, let's say, isn't the best information. I'm sure you guys know anybody can be a keyboard warrior and, oh, this is fraud and this is that and this guy's that. So it'll take you some time to kind of sift through all that stuff to learn what is right, what is wrong, how to combine it, all that stuff. But the process is, for me, one of the best things I've ever done with my life, Chi. I think trading, just like traveling, has taught me more about myself and life in general than I don't think anything else could have taught me. I didn't learn, well, I learned things in university, but I don't think that they're very applicable to the world we live in now, because at the end of the day, everybody now has a degree, and you don't need a degree to build a successful business or build an empire or learn how to trade. So I think at the end of the day, it really comes down to the process of us, of how we learn things, of how we learn to adapt, of how we learn to act under pressure. Because as I was mentioning before, we have a 2 million year old brain that's afraid of fear. And whenever you feel fear, your brain is going to give you that adrenaline rush, okay? So when you're trading and you have the possibility to lose the money that you've worked so hard to make, right? I know how things are out there. Since 2008, 2009 crisis, things aren't good, right? Let's just put it that way. Things aren't good out there. So I do believe that day trading is one of the best things that you can do as a person. I also believe that any person can learn how to do it, but not everybody's willing to sacrifice what they need to be able to learn how to do this the right way. I hope that makes sense, G. So that's the best way that I can describe the process. I mean, in linear terms, it's a matter of finding a strategy or using a strategy that someone's going to teach you, gaining the consistency on sim, which is trading live but with fake money, like Monopoly money on demo. And then from there, you go live. Once you go live, you start the learning process all over again, because then it comes down to learning psychology, right? Not just technical stuff. And then from there, depends on the person, you reach the consistency on live, and then obviously you look to maximize your contract load or your position size. So really easy to get consistency on sim, not so easy to get consistency on live, because trading, as many of the videos that I've done for you guys have said, trading is 15, maybe even 10% technical, 85, 90% psychological. And so I would recommend, Chi, if you're learning how to do this, that you not only read books about the psychology of trading, but you read books about psychology in general. Because I think that one of the things that we have to do as traders, because we have that 2 million-year-old brain that is going to trying to counteract what we do, right? It's going to pay more attention to the fear rather than what the market's supposed to do. It's important to be able to make sure that you pay attention to your analytical mind and not your emotions, which is what your brain is going to want you to do. So I hope I explained a little bit about the process there, Chi. I gave you a full 10 minutes to yourself on this video, so I hope you appreciate it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Again, mark them with hashtag AskMarcello, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you guys want to leave the questions, and I will be happy to answer all your questions about whatever you guys want.